It's a beautiful morning.
Just like my wife.
Ah, 6 a.m. and charge is ready to charge. We're charging towards breakfast in Dalton, which is enough to make anyone go quickly.
We're charging, Bridge.
We are charging. 5:59 and we're on the trail. A few changes today. The big one for me being that I'm wearing shorts. It's going to give shorts a go. I've been worried about ticks, but I've still got my long sleeves and I've still got my hat on, and I'm just going to be vigilant and see how that goes. We are walking to Dalton first thing. So Dalton is a nearby town, and there is a coffee and juice bar there that's open at 6:30, I think, and we're going to go and get ourselves some breakfast and then walk on out. I'll get an update from Charge, but it'll be another 16 or 17 mile day, which is our sweet spot at the moment, and will get us where we need to get on Saturday, because the really exciting news, of course, is our new shoes are on the way. REI will be delivering them to the motel we're staying in Beddington. They'll be arriving today, and we'll arrive in Beddington, Vermont. Beddington or Bennington? One of those things, one of those names. We'll arrive there on Saturday and get our shoes. Woo! Okay, we are going to Dalton, Massachusetts, 2.5 miles. Let's go. So there are a few towns on the Appalachian Trail that the trail literally goes right through them. We saw that in Duncannon in Pennsylvania. We walked through Boiling Springs in Pennsylvania. And now in Massachusetts, of course we've got to go over a railway line, we find ourselves walking into Dalton. I believe that we walk down the main road. We've got to look for the white. Make sure we're going in the right direction. But yeah, it's going to walk us directly to the cafe where we want to eat breakfast, and then directly out of town. Hello, spring indeed. This is nice. Get to walk down a nice residential street on a beautiful morning. We found the blaze on the telephone pole. This is pretty cool. It seems to be a place where hiking poles come to die, and I see they've got water out on their table, offering obviously water for people who are walking the AT. That's fantastic. How generous is that? Thank you, people. Just arrived at Juice and Java to get our breakfast burritos and our coffee. And I was just having a chat, as I do, to a nice lady at the counter. She said, "Welcome to America." I went up to pay for our food, and she'd paid for it. And it was $40 worth, right? I bought 4 burritos and 2 coffees, because we're taking a burrito each with us for lunch. So, wow. That's incredibly generous, and the people in the cafe were very friendly. So that's fantastic trail magic. I'm just so appreciative. So the burrito shop, service was a bit grumpy actually, but completely blown away that the lady in the queue with me paid for our breakfast, particularly since we ordered so much. Everyone in the shop was incredibly friendly and asked us about our hike. And once we did get the burrito from the grumpy people in the kitchen, It was really delicious. So it's a good stop, and I have got one bean burrito in my backpack ready to eat once I've conquered Mt Greylock. So we're going to carry on walking back through the town, and we should be in the woods again pretty soon. I love Wave School Bus is the boss of the road. So it just stops and everybody else stops while the kids get on the bus. Okay, we're back in the woods. This says where we're going, but actually it's all about Mt Greylock, which is up ahead of us somewhere. We've got to carry those burritos up that mountain. Look at this trail. It is just so lovely to walk on this trail today. Interestingly, when I've been going on about Mt Greylock all day, and yesterday I think, I clearly hadn't paid enough attention to the map of where we were going today, because we only go up a bit of Mt Greylock today, camp on the side, and then tomorrow morning, first thing, we just walk up and get to the summit. So unfortunately we're not going to do the Mt Greylock summit celebration until tomorrow, but today's walking's been really beautiful. It's lunchtime, around about 12 o'clock, and we've done about 12 miles. Beautiful walking today, and really warm, so it's really turning it on in Massachusetts. Another one of those odd moments where you come out of the woods and you just basically find yourself walking through a neighbourhood, following the white blazes till we head back into the woods. It's kind of funny, except everyone's getting on with their lives, and we're trudging through their neighbourhood with our backpacks on. So we're in Cheshire, Massachusetts, and Joe and I currently, so we're still walk through the neighbourhood. We've kind of come out on a main road, asked someone the direction to the closest store, because we both would love a cold drink. He of course offered to drive us there, as people do around here, and we're just going to keep marching. Don't you just love that bright red door on that church? It looks lovely. We're going to carry on walking. Might be a few extra miles, but not even miles, just a bit of distance, but anything for a cold drink at this stage. It's really quite warm. Righto, so that's where we are today. We're going to the Nopal Shelter campsite, just under 4 miles, and then tomorrow the Mt Greylock summit. Okay, we're a bit hot and feeling a bit tired actually, so we're going to charge on. Whew. Just on our way down to the shelter. It's been pretty brutal for the last couple of miles. This shelter's kind of halfway up Mt Greylock, so we've been climbing pretty hard in the hottest part of the day, but we're here, and that's a really good result. I'm not sure how many other people are here. I'm pretty sure Chief was going to be here. It'll be interesting to see if there are other hikers, and I don't know, if the shelter's nice, we may sleep in the shelter. Depends on what the tent pads are like. And then tomorrow morning we'll be up bright and early and completing the rest of Mt Greylock up to the summit, which will be a heck of a way to start the day. It looks pretty much like the shelter that we stayed in last night. We just need to check out what the tenting options are. Chief's definitely here because that's his orange stuff flapping in the breeze, and he's a much faster walker than us, but does the same kind of distances. He's probably had time to have a nap and all sorts of things. Oh, such a happy sight. Oh, what a relief. So if you're wondering what happens when we get to camp, first thing we do is that we pitch the tent. I was just trying to fall down the path. We pitch the tent, and we've got our tent pitched nicely up through the trees. Next thing we do is we take care of water and wash. So there's a stream down here. We'll collect our water, have a bit of a wash, and change to something, you know, the t-shirt I have that I hadn't sweated into, which is my camp shirt. And I'm going to soak my feet in the cold water as well, just because they feel like they would benefit from a big soak. This looks like lovely clean water, and I'm sure it'll be cold, so I'm going to go and stick my feet right into that pool right there.
It's about 6:30 p.m, so we're having a bit of a late night tonight. We're staying up, just hanging out in the tent, aren't we, Charge?
We certainly are. We've had dinner.
At about 4:30.
Yeah, it's a good day today. Did well.
It would only have been better if we'd managed to find that beer and been able to lug it up the mountain.
Yes.
But it has been a good day.
Drinking beer that we're talking about.
Beer as opposed to
Beer.
B-E-A-R. We're talking B-E-E-R.
Yeah.
And just looking out there. I think someone's lit a fire at the shelter. Can't tell, but
Yes, they have.
it's going to be lights out very shortly. Ready for another day. We've got to finish the rest of the mountain in the morning.
Exciting.
Yeah. Now this is a really interesting composting privy. They've got a loose seat on the left for number ones, and the loose seat on the right is for number twos. Because of the science of a composting toilet, you kind of don't want all the liquid from the left-hand toilet seat going into the main composting area. You just want organic material and leaves and all that kind of stuff. Now, if you do make a mistake and accidentally put number twos into the number one toilet, they provide a poop scoop so you can rectify the situation. Clever. You often get really sensational views from the privy or the long drop, and this is our view halfway up Mt Greylock at 5:45 a.m. Right, we're turning right and heading up the mountain. Huffing and puffing, that's where we're going. As I've said, Mt Greylock is the tallest mountain in Massachusetts, and obviously people do drive up here, and there's a lodge at the top which is closed currently because it hasn't opened for summer yet. So I think, given it's really early and given that the lodge isn't open, maybe we'll be the first people up here this morning. That would be cool. Nearly there, still huffing and puffing, but wow, it's a beautiful day. Whew. This looks a bit flatter. I don't bother taking footage of us dragging ourselves up steep steps and paths, because all you're going to hear is me puffing. But my hope is that once we get to the top here, and since it's such a beautiful day, that the mist down below may have burnt off a bit so that we can get a beautiful view. And directly in front of me is the summit and War Memorial, and that's beautiful. It's possible to see mountains coming just up above the cloud through that gap, and they may be mountains that we're going to climb over. But unfortunately, this morning, glorious day, but the view that we wanted to see is currently under mist. But that's okay, it's still amazing up here. Fantastic to be here, and there is a photographic depiction of what we should see, so maybe I'll go and take a little look at that. Good morning, Charge.
G'day, Flash.
It's a bit of a puffy start to the day.
That was a good climb. I kicked you out of bed about 5 to 5.
Kept me out of bed and made a lot of noise and woke me up.
Oh, same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think we actually hit the track right on 6, didn't we? 5 to 6.
Yep, just before 6 o'clock.
Yeah, so lovely camp. The good night's sleep actually does wonders to the body. Today we're walking 17 miles that way, and we've done the first big climb, and we've got one more big mountain to do before we get to the shelter tonight. So we're doing good at the moment. So.
We are doing very, very well. And as I just zoom around, yeah, look, the view's covered in cloud, but in fact, as I come around here, slowly as we stand here, the clouds are parting and we can see the mountains in the background, and it's beautiful up here. Hello, Mount Williams, and we're heading north. Follow that man. We're entering the Hopper Natural Area. I wonder if this is any different from what we've been walking for the last hour or so. It's been really beautiful, but I can feel the temperature rising, so we want to bang out these 17 miles as quickly as possible so that we don't get cooked in the mid-afternoon heat. I'm not exactly sure which town it is down there in the beautiful fields. It's a lovely day. It is, we're just 7 miles in. Been walking for 3 hours and 20 minutes, so there might be a bit of downhill now because we've just been doing a bit of uphill. Well, that's the first time anyone's warned us. There's some really noisy gunshots the other day, but I haven't heard any today yet. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. We've already done 9 miles and climbed a mountain. And Joe and I, a big mountain, and Joe and I are sitting under a tree somewhere in Massachusetts on our way, we still appear to be walking down Mt Greylock. I'm just having a little bit of a rest because walking downhill for a lot of kilometres is just brutal on the knees. And in fact, we did stop to take some ibuprofen and to drink. And I was just thinking about a couple of things. Hiker legs. Everybody tells you that you're going to have hiker legs within a month and that walking up hills and everything will be effortless. That's not true. Walking up hills is always hard, and maybe I'm just waiting for my hiker legs and certainly my hiker feet to kick in. And the other thing is hiker...
It's the funniest thing I've heard, Bridget.
What? Hiker legs? Yeah, hiker legs. Effortless walking uphill, I wish. And the other thing is hiker hunger. Apparently, we're meant to be just ravenous and wanting to eat absolutely everything in sight. And I think we've just, as of today, started our 7th week. It's like day 42 or day 43.
Day 43.
Day 43. And I can attest and put my hand on my heart and say, you can eat anything you want when you're out here. Chocolate, nuts and all that kind of stuff. You could eat whatever you want because you burn so many calories. But are you really hungry?
No.
I'm not hungry either, and maybe it's a bit of an issue. But I certainly don't feel any hungrier out here than I do.
But if you're actually wanting burger, fries and 3 beers, does that mean you're hungry?
No, that's just a normal Friday night.
Oh.
Except if you want a burger, fries and 3 beers, we have to hike like 30 miles to get one.
Tomorrow night, though, we get one. We're in Bennington tomorrow night.
It's going to be, we'll have all the burgers and all of the beers.
Yep.
Right.
And today's a good day.
Today's a fantastic day.
We get to actually do this. Don't have to, we get to do it.
And we've got one other really exciting thing coming up.
Yes.
What's that?
Tomorrow at the trailhead, we're getting picked up by a trail angel, and which is awesome. So
Our
thank you.
new friend Jen.
Yes, so thank you, Jen. And then the Sunday, so that's Friday. So Sunday we're actually going to stay 2 nights in Bennington, but we're actually going to do slack packing. So we've got a driver who's going to drive us 23 miles north on the trail. I think it's about 70-80 miles on the road, if not longer. And so we're going to do a 23 miles just for slack packing, which just simply means we're not taking our packs. And then on Monday morning early, he'll pick us up again and take us back to the spot where we started and head north.
Yeah, so that's cool. We get to do a big walk without our packs and just get some miles done on Sunday rather than twiddling our thumbs.
Yep.
Though thumb twiddling is quite nice.
Which means 2 nights of having hamburgers and beers.
And one other really exciting thing that's happening today is that we cross into Vermont. We cross the Massachusetts-Vermont border.
Yep.
So
4.9 miles.
So another state. That's very exciting.
Dusted. And then Vermont.
Vermont, which apparently is the state of the Green Mountains. So come on, hiker legs. If there ever was a time that I needed them, it would be now. A bit more of a road walk. Just pop down the mountain and we're walking through a town. I'm not quite exactly sure what the town is. I can put it at the bottom of the screen, but it's always interesting when you pop out. And then of course the next thing that we always think is, gee, is there a petrol station nearby where we could buy a Coca-Cola? Because that would be nice. But what a lovely day it is. I'm thinking there's some quite big hills in front of us. You've got to assume that's where we're heading. Oh, the tallest one. That'll be the one that we're going over. Now we're walking up someone's driveway, past someone's house. And yeah, I've seen this before. The Appalachian Trail basically goes like a driveway through past these people's houses. It was vaguely embarrassing to be walking in someone's backyard, but I believe everyone here is very hiker friendly. You'd need to be when you have everybody passing through your door. And look at that. Please help yourself.
Thank you.
To the water. Yes. Oh my stars. We've been climbing for ages. We've still got that. It's hard today. That is so exciting. Welcome to Vermont, the Long Trail, a footpath in the wilderness. That's a path that it shares with the Appalachian Trail and the Long Trail until it separates a long, long, long time gone. But look at that, completely different colour scheme. It's kind of, I don't know, it's slightly orangey, rusty coloured sign. It's very Vermont. It's very Vermont. So down here, it's telling us that we're on the Appalachian Trail and the Long Trail north, and the shelter that we're going to is merely 3 miles away. Hallelujah. It's been a hard day.
Oh my goodness me. I'm so happy to see that massive big bear box. And here is the shelter. Oh, amazing. We've had freezing cold weather in May, and today is just scorching hot. Holy moly. The Seth Warner shelter. Thank goodness. Chief's obviously here because he's washed his clothes already.
Home sweet home. Been down to the creek and had a wash. I've got water for tomorrow, which is down there by my front door. Washed out and rinsed out a few clothes in the creek. And now it's time to eat food and drink lots and lots and lots of water. But we'll be cozy here tonight.